What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp here for the Fightful.com podcast, August 18th edition, brought to you by DraftBeast.com and on it. Go to our podcast page, click on any podcast, click it, open up just a world of their equipment, supplements, all kinds of stuff there from on it. We are joined by Vince Russo at long last. I'm glad we waited to do this podcast, though, Vince. We got a lot of big news.
Listen, never mind you. I'm going to talk directly to the camera. Eva Marie, I'm here for you. Your Vinny Rue is here for you. Whatever you need, a lawyer, a shoulder to cry on, a massage, whatever you need, Vinny Rue is here for you. Go ahead, Sean. It's all you, baby.
Eva Marie, suspended for 30 days. Wellness violation. And as soon as it happens, I get all the weird tweets. Failed drug test. She's on cocaine. You all got to chill. You all got to chill out with this shit. You really do. It can mean a lot of things. It could mean that she rejected to take a test. She could have failed to produce a sample. Alberto Del Rio and Paige, also wellness violations. With the way that they've been going lately, I wouldn't doubt that those two said, to hell with your piss test. You can take it and shove it up your ass. Eva Marie, I don't see that as much. They do not release a substance. We may never know what the substance is, if there is a substance. It is illegal, or not illegal. It is a wellness policy violation for these people to drink within 12 hours of any scheduled performance. Now, that only results in a $2,500 fine, but I do believe if they reject rehab for such a thing, they can be suspended. I can't say that for sure, though. Vince, is this a surprise to you? For all of the flack that Eva Marie gets, she's not known as a problem child within the company.
Wait a minute. Let me ask you this, Sean. I want to clarify what you just said because that's interesting. And here's what I love about you, bro. You got all the facts. That's why I don't know any of this stuff. So I want to verify this. Are you saying if it's alcohol, there's a $2,500 fine, but you also have to go to rehab?
You can at their request.
Okay, but it's not a mandatory thing.
Well, it depends on if they deem it necessary. Like there were situations, I believe Umaga rejected rehab. I believe Carlito rejected rehab, and they got fired. Like they weren't. I don't know if they were suspended. They got fired. I'd have to research this. By the way, Ryan Satin at Pro Wrestling Sheet was the first person to report this news. I understand you had him on your show this week.
Yeah, bro, and I lost the video, and I'm trying to get it back.
Vince Russo deleted something like
get back on Eva. I'm very concerned about Eva Marie.
Vince Russo upset today, you guys.
What is
this is one of the worst days of your life, Vince.
Sean Ross Sapp, what the frig is going on with this? Can I comment on this?
Of course, that's why you're here.
This is what's bothering me, first of all. And I hope, bro, this solves that issue. Okay? Two things. Bro, the very first time I saw Paige, she was probably still 21. She just turned 24. And the very first time I saw her, I'm like, this girl is special. And here's what I said the very first time. She is so young. The WWE is not going to know what to do with her over a long period of time. She's only 21, bro. How are they going to keep her over till she's 30? I don't know if they're capable of that. They haven't shown me that. That was the first thing I said about this very talented girl. Alberto Del Rio. I saw him work at Lucha Underground. Morrison was jerking me around trying to get an interview with him. And you know what Alberto Del Rio said? He said, I'll do the interview. He didn't know me from Adam. And here comes Alberto Del Rio sitting down, talking to me like he knew me his whole life. So, I think very highly of him. But here's the point, bro. You have two talents in their youth, and especially Paige is a baby, that the WWE is literally not using one of them and literally jobbing the other out. They are so much better than this. I can't imagine first of all, Alberto Del Rio was God at Lucha Underground. I was there, bro.
Sure.
I interviewed the fans. This guy was Jesus. I could not believe how over he was.
After the way that he left the WWE, basically standing up for his heritage, his race.
Then on
it was amazing.
Then on the other side of the coin, bro, you have like a TNA that can build an entire company around somebody like Paige, especially with Billy Corgan there. And bro, let's face it, there's been a lot of bro, they were separated for the draft, and there was the incident with the police, and who knows what happened. You know what, bro? Maybe this is a blessing in disguise. Maybe the two of them can ask for their release and literally start working on the career that they're both capable of, bro. They should be huge in our business.
Yeah, we've got a lot to talk about regarding this. I had a lot of people saying, well, Alberto's a bad influence on Paige. Paige is a 24-year-old woman. She is not a child, and she can make her own decisions. Now, Del Rio, he has had problems in the WWE twice now. He did leave AAA, not in the best of ways, Lucha Underground as well, but he is a guy who is all too willing to walk away when things aren't going his way because he knows his worth. He knows that somewhere he can be worth more than wherever he is.
Yeah.
And that's very unique, that he can leave the WWE and he's automatically worth more to AAA and Lucha Underground or TNA.
Right.
He might not make that much money there, but the schedule almost makes up for that, and the indies and all that. He was a hero when he left WWE last time.
Yes.
Paige, for all the people that send me videos of female independent wrestlers and say, you got to check this woman out. You got to check this woman out. And I'm like, how long did they train? Because I get sent these videos all the time, and I'm like, I hope you really don't mean they're on a WWE level or a TNA level or the level in which Lucha Underground level right now, because when I compare that to a woman like Eva Lise who isn't signed, I'm like, you better go home with that. Paige is at that level. She's not had any great matches in WWE, but she has a persona. She has a look. She's different. She's young. And as you mentioned, the age thing, WWE apparently doesn't want to hire people under 21 anymore. And that may have something to do with it. I mean, they have straight up told girls, come back when you're 21. This is very interesting because these are two people big TNA would love to have these two. Would love to have these two. And what we've seen from TNA lately, Vince, is they have been pretty aggressive in signing people. They paid James Storms a lot of money. They signed Moose. They signed Mike Bennett and Maria. They signed Damian Sandow. They've gotten a few people lately. So, I mean, I'm sure they would be all too happy to sign these two. I think a lot of people would be all too happy to sign these two.
Yeah, I just don't know, bro, with these two, I don't know if they're in that price range, of everybody you just mentioned. You know what I mean, bro? Might be a little bit more difficult. But who knows? Hey, bro, you know what? Billy Corgan could be a big draw. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the fact now that he's in charge of creative and they look at his background and his reputation, and I mean, and not only that, bro, the way their careers were handled creatively in WWE, that might be appealing to them, bro. You know what I mean?
And we'll talk about the TNA thing shortly as well. I had a lot of people saying, "Oh, well, what do you think now?" Because I said that I thought it was ridiculous that they split these two up. They said, "Well, what about now? What about now? What do you think now?" Well, some good splitting them up did.
Yeah, right.
So why the hell should I care?
Sean, how old? Let me ask you a question, bro. How old is Eva Marie? I'm going to guess 28.
She'll be 32 next month.
She'll be 32 next month. Okay. Yeah. And
that's usually past the expiration date.
And especially, bro, she's had so much heat within the company. You would have to think that, I mean, I don't know if this was a reason for them to want to, shit can her. I mean, but God.
I couldn't imagine that. She's been really one of the best things about that show lately.
Yeah, but do they want to admit that?
I don't think that. I think they do, or else they would just forget it.
Right.
I mean, they could take her off TV and nobody would notice nor care.
Yeah.
Paige and Del Rio, that's a different situation. Now, there had been rumblings backstage that Paige maybe on her way out because of her attitude. I was told explicitly that's not true. They want to hold on to her. Del Rio, on the other hand, it's like, why did you sign this guy? What was the point? To just hurt Lucha Underground or hurt Ring of Honor or hurt AAA? That because you gave him the one win over Cena, and since that,
nothing.
He has an out clause in his contract next month. I would be very surprised if we saw Del Rio in a WWE ring again this year.
Yeah. Now, Sean, you also told me, because I did not know about the nuts and bolts of this contract, their wellness policy. You also told me you can't be suspended for marijuana. Is that correct?
You can't. It's a $2,500 fine. Now, if they say, hey, go to rehab for this, even if it's marijuana or alcohol, I believe they can suspend you based on rejecting that, but I can't say that for certain. I'm going to have to look at the language in the wellness policy. I need to study that a little bit better. But yeah,
now, I got to ask you this question, Sean. Let me question you for a minute, Sean Ross Sapp.
Sure.
Okay, if you're Eva Marie, if you're Alberto Del Rio, if you're Paige, and you just bared witness to the Brock Lesnar situation, you mean to sit there and tell me that you're not hiring an attorney?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Definitely. 100% hiring an attorney.
I can't imagine the double standards, bro. I can't. I understand it's Brock Lesnar. I understand that. But I don't know how you can get away with a double standard on that level. I don't.
Because wrestlers won't unionize. That's why you can.
Yeah, that's true, I mean, bro. It all goes back to that, doesn't it?
Like here's the thing. My fiance used to work at a nursing home, and they don't have a union for nurse aides. Therefore, when she was there, her employers were able to treat them like shit and tell them they were a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they would tell these girls they were a dime a dozen, but when somebody called in, they would have these girls work 16 hours. That's not safe for the girls working. It's not safe for the people they're taking care of.
Yeah.
They have no room. They won't unionize. So they have no room to say, hey, screw you guys. You're not paying me more. We're not getting anything out of this. It's dangerous. So it keeps going. WWE wrestlers, they don't have any way to sit there. You get a situation like Ryback. Ryback's like, well, this stuff isn't right. I'm going to leave. And how funny is it, Vince, that when's the last time have we seen a situation? Now, keep in mind, their rosters are split in half now. They need depth more than ever. And over the last several months, we had Cody Rhodes walk away. We had Wade Barrett reject a new deal. We had Ryback leave. Alberto Del Rio is probably leaving. Paige might go. That's 5 people who aren't top.
And not only that, supposedly, Sean, because I'm going to confirm this, but I can't give a name here. But you read all about those former stars that they went after and were rejected. That's a shoot, bro. I know
they all rejected it.
Yeah, I know I know somebody that, because there's a guy out there. I don't believe a word he freaking says, bro. He's a liar. He never retracts anything that's not true. So I'm not going to believe a word he says. In this case, I know somebody that fell in that category. So they were turned down by people they wanted because the money wasn't right.
It was funny because around the time when that started happening, I was getting messages from people telling me they had been offered WWE deals. And I was like, really, you? that was my thought. Really, you? And then I started to hear more and more. And I was like, well, I know that these guys aren't getting together at like an indie show and saying, oh, let's screw with Sean Ross Sapp. Let's mess with him. I was like, wow, WWE's going after some unusual names too. So they were in desperation mode. They got one. They got Shelton Benjamin, who would have been good, and the poor guy tore his rotator cuff at 41 years old. The one they got, well, they got Jinder Mahal and Kurt Hawkins. Nobody, and with all due respect to Kurt Hawkins, nobody was begging for them to bring him back. But meanwhile, Wade Barrett, bye. Ryback, bye. Ryback, who towards the end of WWE doing pay-per-view, did a very good pay-per-view buy rate number with CM Punk. Cody Rhodes, who has shown some flashes of brilliance in the past, gone. Who knows what their future holds, but a wealth of potential there. really, really weird. I would be trying, instead of having Titus O'Neil versus Darren Young on Raw. Oh, man. This is it's something, Vince.
Do you think there's anything I could do to help Eva Marie?
Can you wrestle?
Well, I was former I'm former WCW. Yeah. I don't want to really go there because she's never been she hasn't.
Yeah. You probably could help her there.
Unbelievable what's going on in this world.
It is. Did you see the Conor McGregor, Nate Diaz press conference stuff by chance?
No, I did not.
This is a build for what may be the biggest UFC pay-per-view ever.
Diaz beat him, correct?
Diaz did beat him on 10 days' notice. There are a lot of weird things. You know, they were fighting. McGregor fought literally 25 pounds above his weight class. Pretty admirable, but neither one had prepared for the other one, basically. So you never know what will happen. I'm going to see if you can actually see and hear this on my screen share.
Oh, nice. I'm seeing something, bro. Is this Eva Marie? No, some dude.
So, can you see this?
Okay, they're about to throw water bottles at each other.
Okay, are you able to hear this?
I hear it, bro.
This only lasts a minute.
You drew a water bottle on him, bro. Bro, this is better than wrestling. See, I'm raising a red flag at that though, Sean, because why is the guy looking for water bottles rather than bum rush the guy?
Oh, it's Conor McGregor.
Yeah,
now,
but wouldn't he be?
Now, first off, I want to say this. I'll take Conor McGregor in the Reds bullpen tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He was watching those
But,
things.
bro, wouldn't he be looking to bum rush this guy rather than look for tables on the bottom?
There was so much security and space between those two. There's no way he could have gotten to him. There's no way.
Interesting.
This is something that you would see in a middle school cafeteria.
Yeah, it's great.
And this is going to set up the biggest pay-per-view in UFC history.
And this is something you would never see on a wrestling show anymore.
And if you saw John Cena and Roman Reigns chucking water bottles at each other, there's no way it'd be that good.
Bro, do you know I actually did that once like a freaking lunatic and almost took a guy's head off, bro?
Well, your boy Shane Helms did it to Buff Bagwell and almost knocked him out.
Bro, you know who I did it to? And like after I did it, I was like, what the frig is wrong with you, bro? I turned around one day and whizzed as fast as I could.
Why are you whizzing on anybody?
A full water bottle at Don West, bro. Missed him, thank God. Missed him, thank God. And after I did it, I was like, what did you just do, bro?
Do you have heat with Don West?
He has heat with me.
What happened?
No, wait. He's mad at me. So I have what is that? The proper verbiage then. He's mad
I guess you all just have you have heat with him.
I have heat with him. He does not have heat with me.
Why do you have heat?
Because, bro, you know what happens? Every time something happens creatively that a talent doesn't like, you know, the management that made the decision are always hiding in the wings, but the writer is always out there. So it's always the writer's fault. And that's what happened with Don West. Dixie Carter did not want Don West on TV anymore. I had to be the bearer of bad news, and Don West, to this day, I believe, still thinks it was my call. Meanwhile, the funny thing, Sean, was I was the one that put him on TV in the first place.
I loved
Don
West.
I. So why would I put you on TV only to take you off? It doesn't make any sense, but he believed it was my fault.
I highly encourage everybody. I think it was Bound for Glory 05, one of my favorite calls ever. Jeff Hardy jumps off of the the set and hits a swanton, I think, on Abyss. And Don West's call of that. The thing that I loved about Don West, he was not good starting out. He wasn't. But he was so legitimately excited about what was happening, and he sounded like he was always surprised, always enjoyed it. That's something you don't always get out of pro wrestling.
Do you want to hear a great Don West story? And this will put more heat on him for having heat with me. Bro, do you know how Don West got into the wrestling business?
Probably you. You probably saw him swimming in baseball cards on QVC.
Yes, bro. I literally had my bags packed. It was 3:00 in the morning. I was ready to go to the airport for a WCW show, and Don West came on TV, and I had to put my bags down and watch him. And I immediately said, this guy needs to be in the freaking wrestling business. WCW didn't hire him, but as soon as I went to TNA, I'm like, you got to get this Don West guy. That's how he got in the wrestling business.
I thought he went from one of my most, like, I despised him to my favorite color commentator in wrestling. He was just, me and you, we watch so much wrestling. Sometimes it's tough to be excited about it. He did not care. He was always excited about it. And I always liked it.
Yeah.
So we got a bunch of failed drug
Do I need
tests.
a GoFundMe for Eva Marie or anything? What do you think? I mean, what can I do?
I think she's doing all right. She gets those WWE checks. She gets those Total Divas checks. She gets any additional modeling checks.
Somebody told me that I better not watch this 24 show with the Divas, or else I would absolutely hate Stephanie McMahon 1,000 times more than I already do. Is that a shoot?
Yeah. Okay, so I'll talk about this. I love those
Who's
WWE
running
24
the show?
shows.
Who's running the show? Me or you with the questions over here?
I'll give you the rundown of it.
All right, go ahead, Sean Russo. But is she shooting or is she working? Because I don't know if she knows how to work.
It's a little bit of both.
Go ahead,
so
go ahead.
They open up with like pictures and videos of like Jennifer Lawrence and Oprah. Like women have not had rights in this country. Like these women just became celebrities since this WWE Divas Revolution thing. And, they're pointing out Olympians and Ronda Rousey. And Ronda Rousey's one of the big reasons why this whole thing happened. And it's like, okay, whatever. That's stupid. First off, that's stupid. Maybe focus on the fact that WWE's own ideologies were antiquated. They're the ones that were behind the times, not movies or TV or talk shows. UFC was. They sure were. But they didn't have the depth to create women. They talked about, it was one funny thing that I saw, and I hate to be the person that watches this stuff and is like, well, they're factually incorrect and pushing up my glasses like a Poindexter. They showed the Trish Lita main event from December 2004 from Raw. That match was great. It was worthy of being a Raw main event. But they said like, oh, we had such a stacked roster back then. And they showed like The Rock and Stone Cold. Both of those men were long gone by then. Mm-hmm. The WWE was split in half, much like now. They had a really bare roster at that point. Yeah. They had not a lot of people on Raw. So there was that. So they run through, Trish and Lita, and they showed Natalya and Beth Phoenix. You're a popular guy, Vince Russo. Your phone won't stop.
Yeah, well, you know what it is? It's that YouTube gimmick, bro. That's what it is. Go ahead. I'm listening because I'm waiting for you to get to so I can.
I am getting to it. I am getting to it. I'm setting the table, Vince. Right. They showed Trish and Lita, and then they showed Beth Phoenix and Natalya, and how they were trying to be important when they had bikini models and all that stuff. And then they cut to where now you've got the women wrestling. You have Sasha and Becky and Charlotte and Bayley and all these women. Then they're like, here's what Stephanie contributed. And it was this big ass kiss fest of Stephanie McMahon. And I was like, they really shoehorned this shit in there.
Bro, let me ask you a question.
Really?
Did you watch Monday's show?
Of what? Of your show or Raw?
Raw, the Raw show.
Yeah, I did, unfortunately.
Bro, what in God's name was she wearing? What the frick? I swear to God, bro, I think I saw my Aunt Tilly wear that same house coat one time when she was about 65. What the frig was she? Bro, here's the truth. Can we go off agenda here, bro? What the freaking what was Stephanie wearing with that pink house coat? I don't even know what that was. Bro, here's another thing. I got a conspiracy theory, Sean. You ready?
Yeah.
I don't think Shane McMahon is really Shane McMahon. I'm serious.
Who do you think he is?
I think it's George Hamilton.
George Hamilton. George Hamilton. I have to Google this person.
Google George Hamilton. Bro, are we getting listen, I love Shane. I'm a big fan of Shane. One of the few things I like about the WWE.
Christ, Vince.
Yes. One of the few things I like about the WWE. Bro, is Shane getting a little crazy with the tan, bro? Like enough, bro. Like, come stop already. Stop. Does he not look like George Hamilton?
Well, I hate the spray tan anyway.
Oh,
I think,
bro,
a few years ago when they switched to HD, WWE outright banned spray tans. I think they should do that again. They make them look like Oompa Loompas.
Oh my God, he looks awful with that. Stop already.
Is it that hard out of one of those trucks that WWE has? Just put a couple tanning beds in one. Put a couple tanning beds in one. And if they want a tan, they can sit in the tanning bed for 15 minutes.
He looks ridiculous with the gray hair and that tan. It's like, bro, stop.
Yeah. Like I said, the spray tan makes you look orange anyway. I don't know why anybody would do that. Personally, I'm not a tanner myself.
So they put Stephanie over to nausea.
Well, they gave her a segment on there that she didn't need. You know, everybody realizes Stephanie McMahon's role in that, which was absolutely dick. Like nothing.
Yeah. She
wasn't the one championing. I mean, I would be more inclined that the aforementioned Ivelisse had more to do with it, because she was one of the women years ago who stood up and said, hey, what the hell are y'all talking about? We can't wrestle like men. We do all the time.
The lovely Ivelisse.
Fantastic. Would be huge in WWE. I maintain that. So this Billy Corgan stuff. We got news last week that Billy Corgan is going to be running TNA day-to-day operations. Dixie Carter is now in a chairman role where she will be in control of long-term strategizing, which has worked out fantastically in the past, obviously. I spoke to a lot of people in TNA, and I'll say a few things. The reception was unanimously positive. One person was like a little bummed that Dixie was out, but he like has her to thank for his job, so that's why he was bummed. Optimistic is what I've heard, and it's a shoot. It's legit. He is in control. Now, what I have to say about you, Vince, your timing for interviewing people is among the worst of all time. You interviewed Billy Corgan.
Yeah, but Billy already said I can promote that he's going to return to my show.
Oh, great. You interviewed Damian Sandow, Aaron Rex, about a week or two before debuting on TNA.
No, bro. I interviewed him right out of WWE.
Oh, did you?
That was a while ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you got Bob Backlund right before he went back to WWE. So
yeah, that I did. But I think that
So I'm expecting to be signed by WWE tomorrow.
You should be, bro. You should be.
Tomorrow. So tell me, what do you think of this Billy Corgan move?
Bro, here's the thing. Let me tell you, because this has always been TNA's problem. Okay? Sean, you know I'm a firm believer. Hire the best people you can for a specific job. If everybody stays in their lane, you'll have a successful company. The problem in wrestling is everybody gets out of their lanes because they want more power. So all of a sudden, this guy can do this better than this guy, and this guy could do better than this guy, and you got a political mess. That happened at TNA on so many occasions, it wasn't even funny. So now you got a little bit of a three-headed monster. You got the Billy Corgan with the creative. You got the Dixie, who's going to do the long-term planning. And you got the John Gaboric, who is talent relations. If all three of those people can stay in their lanes and just do what they do, I think it'll be successful. But not knowing exactly what the contractual agreement is, like I don't know if Dixie is capable of doing that. I don't know. I don't know if, John Gaboric was once head of creative. Yeah. So now you got to ask the question, is John going to be cool with, I just kind of gave up half my job here? If everybody can stay in their lane, bro, I think they're going to be okay. But that's the big question.
People have mentioned to me that Billy Corgan did run a pro wrestling company, Resistance Pro, and the territory wasn't that great after that. But the thing that I think that Billy Corgan benefits from, he is admittedly a little bit of an asshole. And I have learned in managing something, sometimes you have to be that way.
Did he say that? Were those his words, Sean, that I'm a little bit of an asshole?
I don't think that was a direct quote. I
got to be honest with you. I've never seen that side of him. I've been around him quite a few times. I've never seen the asshole side yet.
He's not, well, people construe that a little bit differently. Being stern and being frank and being honest, some people construe as being an asshole.
That's true. Yeah, I'm a big asshole.
Whenever, say, and I'm not trying to call out my own team here, but if I put assignments out for my writers, and 3 of those go unclaimed. That makes me want to hire 2 or 3 more writers to say, hey guys, step up, do this. You've got an opportunity here. I think that Billy Corgan is the type of person that if somebody doesn't get something done in TNA, he will not hesitate to be like, hey, my reputation's on the line.
Yeah. 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 And not only that, Sean, going hand in hand with that, what you're saying, and I'm sorry to interrupt, bro, but also I don't think he's going to settle for mediocrity.
I agree.
I think he's a perfectionist. Bro, come on. The guy would have never got where he got if he wasn't the best he could possibly be. I think he's going to expect that.
You think he'll rehire Eric Watts?
Eric Watts?
You know, I'm pretty sure you had a program with him.
Oh, way back.
Oh,
my God, bro. Way back in the day. Holy crap. Eric Watts is a great guy, bro. I loved Eric Watts, man. Really good guy. Whatever happened to Eric Watts, bro?
I knew he had some rough times.
Yeah, good guy, though. Really good guy, bro.
Stark contrast from the stories I've heard of his dad, but
yeah.
He had still, those are big shoes to fill. When you come into the business as the son of Bill Watts.
Yeah. Eric's he was a good guy. I was close with him for a long time, bro.
I know that he was wrestling like here and there, like maybe 7-8 years ago, but he's like we mentioned, Elix Skipper. He's kind of one of those guys that just kind of disappeared.
I gotta try to find these guys. Maybe that'll be my once I know Eva Marie's okay, I might start looking for Eric Watts to make sure he's okay.
Glad you got your priorities in order.
Yeah.
Check on the woman with the 6-figure salary first.
I swear to God, bro, you think I'm kidding around, but like to me, that's a freaking big blow to me having to watch freaking SmackDown, bro.
Oh yeah.
It really is, bro.
I will say this about Eric Watts. He can go straight to hell because he went to the University of Louisville, and I don't mess with that here. Louisville, yeah. I don't mess with that here. I'm a University of Kentucky fan. So we're going to get into some predictions, Vince. We're going to have full staff predictions up on Fightful.com.
Not SummerSlam predictions. I got to tell you who's going to win who's going to win a fake fight. I got to sit here and say who's going to win a fake fight.
Yes, you do. By the way, guys, sign up for Fightful.com. Absolutely free. We do these live and anybody can access them. But if you're watching these, you'll get the Russo podcast early if you sign up for the website. Otherwise, we'll put it on public YouTube about 5-6 days later. You get Vince's columns. He does 2 of those a week. Showdown Joe's columns. Brandon Howard's great financial analysis, which is cited in the Wrestling Observer. All kinds of stuff. We have an article up by Justin Golightly, Vince, titled The History of Touch Butt.
What the hell is that?
Conor McGregor had a movement coach. And he takes him out in like fields and parks and beaches, and they'll be like on jungle gyms and balance beams and all this stuff. And he and Nate Diaz were at a press conference, and Nate Diaz says, "Who the F do you train with? I train with real fighters. You're in the park playing touch butt with some dork with a ponytail."
Nice. TB, touch butt, TB.
Pretty good stuff. So
how do I get that fight for free? What do I got to do?
You don't.
I can't pay. How much is that?
Probably about 65
bucks. That ain't happening.
65 bucks.
That ain't happening.
It's going to be a good show.
Bro, you don't pay $65 a month, do you?
Well, I work for
Fightful,
a company that's backed by $1 million company.
Still, my God, bro, what is that over 12 months? What is 65,000 times 12 a month? Like that's $900 or something.
I get it expensed, Vince. I don't
know. Manitli. I got to see if I can get it expensed through Fightful.
Let me see. $780.
So bro, you gotta see if you can get me expensed.
Actually, I don't know if I'm getting an expense this time because Carlos is covering it. Because I might just buy it myself. But because Carlos is going to cover it because I have to watch the NXT during the UFC as well. But yeah, guys, go to Fightful.com. Register absolutely free. We're about to overhaul our forums, so it makes it a little easier to use, things of that nature. Absolutely free to sign up. It'll never cost a dime. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube page. That helps out a lot. But yeah, register for Fightful.com. We have so much content every day. It blows my mind how much content we can get up in a single day. Usually 36 news updates every day.
Do you want me to do a personality piece on Eva Marie?
I would love that. You could do that for your next column. That would be awesome.
Can you hook up the interview?
I cannot.
I'm not interested. Go ahead. What's next?
You're not.
Okay.
So Summerslam is up, but here's what we're gonna do,
bro.
Vince.
You're not gonna make me give you predictions of fake fights. I always swore I wouldn't do this.
Will, but here's what I'm gonna do, Vince. I'm also gonna make you give me predictions of real fights in which you have no idea.
That I'll do. I'll pick all the Italians, bro.
Neil Magny versus Lorenz Larkin.
Lorenz, because it's close to Lorenzo. A guy might be Italian.
Boy, you are going to be disappointed. He is a black man.
All right, good. More the better.
Cody Garbrandt against Takeya Mizugaki.
Mizugaki.
Sounds like
Mizugaki.
Mizugaki.
2-0. 2-0, baby.
Donald Cowboy Cerrone against Rick Story.
Story.
Anthony Rumble Johnson against Glover Teixeira.
Teixeira, does that end in an A?
It sure does.
Teixeira.
You may go 0-5. You may go 0-5. Nate Diaz versus Conor McGregor.
McGregor. He's not going to lose twice in a row.
Okay, now we'll take your quick predictions here. You know some of these guys. Bobby Roode versus Andrade Cien Almas.
I have no idea who that is, so Bobby Roode.
Austin Aries versus No Way Jose.
I'm not a big fan of Austin Aries, so No Way Jose.
I'm not either. Asuka versus Bailey.
I'm going to say who Bailey's the champ right now?
No, Asuka is.
Asuka's the champ. So this is the return bout?
Yes.
I think they're going to keep it on Asuka.
If they do that, I would imagine Bailey is
I would think
on her way up. And so let's see. What else do we have here? I know I'm missing. Oh, well, obviously. Samoa Joe versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
Is this the first time they're meeting?
Yes, I think
Nakamura.
So Nakamura. And I think I have one more. Well, there's Ember Moon versus Billy Kay, but you don't know them. And
I have no idea who that is.
Oh, okay. Here we go. The Revival versus Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa.
I don't know either of those teams, but I know everybody talks a lot about Gargano, so probably him.
I think you're going to like Tommaso Ciampa. I may have told you this. He had kind of like a loose cannon gimmick in Ring of Honor. The way they wrote him off was the best way I've seen anybody write off a show. He would attack referees, and he got suspended. They brought him back under the rule that if he ever laid his hand on another official, he was gone. So they would tease him like almost accidentally running into officials.
Sean, you want to know something that you'll love, bro? Because I'm
What's
Vince
that?
Russo. You know this Rocky Mountain pro that's taken over the worldwide interweb? Vince Russo's promotion.
I watched the Business Behind the Business.
Bro, did you hear the rule I made?
What's
everybody
that? I haven't caught
everybody
up.
could kiss my big backside because this is 2016, bro. This ain't 1907. You know the rule I instituted, bro?
What's that?
Title changes hands on a count out or a DQ, bro.
I love it.
All right?
I love it. If you get yourself DQ'd, why the hell not? I don't give a shit if somebody slipped on a banana peel.
Is that not ridiculous, bro? Is that the stupid that those rules are still into play? Is that not asinine, bro?
But at the same time, what's to say, say I'm wrestling the Rocky Mountain Pro Champion and I get in your ear and I'm like, hey, Vince, come in there and slap me and get me DQ'd so I can win that title.
No, there's going to be no shenanigans like that, bro. Okay. Not with me around.
I like that. I like that because
can I tell you what else I did, Sean, that you're really going to like?
What'd you do?
You're going to love this, Sean, because here's another thing, bro. The champion girl, Angel Trinity, she's the champion. She's got a match with Ali Gatto. Okay. Ali Gatto hurts Angel Trinity, and Angel Trinity can't continue the match. She's got to be carried out. Right?
Sure.
What do you think I did?
Give her the title.
I gave
Well, I mean,
Alligata the title. Why
should.
should she be penalized because her opponent can't continue?
That's a TKO.
See, bro, revolutionizing the
it.
business.
I like it.
Thanks.
I love it.
Yep.
I love that. Like I said, hey, if I was in a pro wrestling match and it were real, I don't care if somebody slips on a banana peel and hits their head. I'm taking your title. I want it.
Yep.
You win the match. That's how it works. But yeah, the big payoff to the Ciampa thing where he couldn't touch a referee. They knew he was on his way out. He had his last match and he lost. And because he was on his way out, he just beat the living shit out of a referee and they wrote him off.
Nice.
Threw him into the barricade. Really good stuff. He plays crazy very well.
Nice.
We'll run through SummerSlam very quickly. All 74 matches. Carmella, Becky Lynch, and Naomi against Natalya, Alexa Bliss, and what was supposed to be Eva Marie. Now, Vince, normally I would say Eva Marie's team's winning this. Now I don't know.
I see. Give me the sides again, bro.
Carmella, Becky Lynch, and Naomi against Natalya, Alexa Bliss, and TBD.
I'm going to go with Carmella's team because exactly what you just said. I would assume Eva Marie is going to go over. If Eva Marie's not going over, I'd rather get Carmella over than Alexa Bliss, but I might be in the minority. I don't know.
I think you are. I love Alexa Bliss. Cesaro versus Sheamus in the highly anticipated first match of the best of 7.
Bro, can you believe this? I mean, seriously, bro? Like, honestly? Come on, man.
I was so pissed off when they announced this.
Oh my God, bro. Okay. Oh my, oh my God. Well, it's Sheamus against who now?
Cesaro.
I would have to believe they're going to give the heel the first win to put the babyface as the underdog.
I agree. The Miz versus Apollo Crews for the Intercontinental Championship.
You got to get the Miz over. Apollo Crews ain't ready to do nothing.
Yeah, you know who I hope fills in for Eva Marie?
Who?
Maurice.
Yeah, they probably won't do that though, bro.
Probably won't. Enzo and Cass against Jera KO.
You got to get it. You got to get Enzo and Cass over.
Yep. I'm excited for this match. I am. New Day versus Gallows and Anderson.
Bro, enough with New Day. Stop with New Day. Gallows and Anderson. Stop with them already.
If New Day wins, they will reach 1 year holding that.
Whoopie-doo, bro. Whoopie-doo.
Sasha Banks versus Charlotte.
They're gonna put Sasha over.
Rusev versus Roman Reigns in a match that we saw for over 20 minutes on Monday.
They're gonna put Rusev over.
John Cena, AJ Styles.
Cena.
Dolph Ziggler, Dean Ambrose.
Bro, I would love a Ziggler victory.
I would too.
But you ain't gonna say it.
I would love a Ziggler victory with some maybe a little bit of heel shenanigans. Something that super kick was a real, like, didn't see it coming super kick on SmackDown. That was very good. Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins.
Now, is this the Lion King or is this Arthur Fonzarelli? Which one?
It's the Lion King version. King.
Oh God, bro! I have to believe they're gonna put Rollins over.
And finally, Randy Orton versus Brock Lesnar.
Bro, I'll be honest with you. I think they're gonna put Orton over.
See, that's an interesting thing to me, and that's a conundrum that they're in. If you put Orton over, you know, that's a big win for him. But as we've seen before, like it never lasts with Randy Orton.
Yeah.
He gets pretty stale pretty quickly. And I would think that if they would ever have somebody beat Brock Lesnar, it would be somebody that really, really, really would make a career off of it. Like, I mean, Brock Lesnar, I don't want to say that his career was made, but his career was reinvigorated after he beat The Undertaker.
Yeah, but you know what, bro? I think they kind of need, I think they're in, you know, if Brock is going to keep the same schedule, I think they're in desperate need of a guy, the guy. Who else are you going to put in that spot, especially on SmackDown, bro?
Also, Bray Wyatt's not scheduled for the show. Where does he fit in here?
God, how could they not book Bray Wyatt, bro?
On a 6-hour show.
Are they going to do some with Rowan as an opening show, bro? Give me, because 4.5 hours ain't enough. Maybe we'll make it 5 hours.
6-hour show.
Oh,
6 hours.
Bro.
11 matches so far.
I'm going to kill myself. Bro, it's not a 6-hour show, is it?
It's a 6-hour show. I
No,
swear.
it's not. No,
I swear they're doing 4 hours. They're doing 7 to 11.
Bro, are they out of their freaking minds? Like,
isn't it weird? I've talked about this with Showdown Joe on our Wednesday show, which you all should definitely check out. Major League Baseball, the NFL, NHL, they're trying, well, not NHL necessarily. They're trying to figure out ways to make the shows shorter, to make the game shorter. Meanwhile, WWE and UFC are like, let's do 6-7 hours.
God,
have
bro,
that much time.
Please. I'm going to kill myself.
Man.
Between that and Eva Marie, man.
What are you most looking forward to this weekend?
The show being over.
From a I'm intrigued to see this happen standpoint.
Bro, do I come across as always bitter?
What? You come across as a guy who gets paid to watch wrestling because talking about it is the thing that you do best.
Yeah.
But you hate it. And so, you know what? There are some people. This is something that somebody, people will say, well, why are you watching it if you don't like it? Well, because writing about it is the thing that I do best. Yeah. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to enjoy every
Sean,
bit of
you know what the sad thing is, bro? I'm being totally honest with you now. 2 weeks ago, I went to a show. I worked a show in Wilmington, North Carolina, with my buddy New Jack. My buddy Tommy Dreamer was over there. Steve Carino was over there. Steve Carino's kids were over there. Can I tell you something, bro? The Rock and Roll Express were there. Bro, I enjoyed the hell out of the show. Yeah. I can enjoy wrestling. I can enjoy bro, you know what I think it is that really gets to me, Sean? I think it's the fact that they waste 3 hours of my time. You know what I'm saying, bro? If they were saying sit through an hour show or a 2-hour show, but the fact that they dragged it, bro. I go on. What else you got?
I got people in the comment section saying, well, why is Russo here if he hates wrestling?
I get paid to be here.
Yes. As it turns out, Vince is good at talking about it.
Very good.
People watch him, and we pay him to be on here.
Yes. God, what those people, bro, do people really think? Who asked that question?
Oh, my God, it's everywhere.
Okay, Knucklehead Smith, I'll call you for argument's sake. Knucklehead Smith, if I hate the WWE this much, what would drive me or motivate me to watch it if I wasn't getting paid? In other words, do you really think I'd be watching something I hate this much if there wasn't a financial reward? I mean, honestly, bro, that would be like me, like I'm gonna watch opera for the hell of it. Like, bro, come on. I'm sorry.
Hey, I understand. Nate Diaz says it. He was like, you know what? I don't love to fight. I don't like to fight. I fight because it's my job. I get paid,
bro.
To fight.
I mean, come on. I don't understand why that's so hard for people to understand.
Now, I'll say this. There are far worse ways to make a living than covering wrestling like I
agree.
do. Yeah.
I agree.
But, there are some things like, for some people, it's detailing cars. That's what they are best at in life.
That's it. Exactly. It's a curse. It's a curse and a blessing, bro.
They might not like it. But if they know they're good at it and they know it's something that they're passionate about and they enjoy and they can make money at it, hey, for some people it's sweeping floors. If you can sweep a floor really, really good, I can't. Maybe you can make some money doing that. If you can work at a movie theater and you're really, really good at it, there's no shame in how anybody makes their money, I don't think. As long as you're not like selling kids on the black market or something, What other news stories we have? Gawker shutting down. You have any feelings about that?
Yeah, I read about it. Are they shutting down or are they sold?
They got sold and now they are shutting down, I do believe.
Wow, interesting. So what happens to Hogan's money?
He's still going to get that money, at least a giant portion of it. You think he deserves it?
Hogan? No,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
I mean, you know what? If that's what it takes to get me 140 million, go ahead, sell my sex tapes.
I hear that.
Have at it. No offense, guys. I mean, you guys will probably see me here still at least once a week because I just like to do this. But hey, yeah. Also, guys, as always, check out Vince's column up on our exclusive section at Fightful.com. We have a ton of exclusives up. You remember a couple weeks ago when everybody reported Booker T's elbow surgery like on a Tuesday? We had that up on a Friday.
Nice.
Yeah, you know. We got Chael Sonnen talking the CM Punk WWE controversy. We have Vince Russo, which I titled Best of 7. I don't want to see it once. We have exclusive analysis of house show attendance, how each wrestler in the main event affects that. We have the news about some big names backstage at SmackDown before anybody else. We had exclusive details on the Billy Corgan TNA situation, exclusive details on why Shane Helms wasn't at TNA tapings. Well before anybody else reported it today. All kinds of stuff. We had, dating back to when we first opened the site, we did that. I have an interview regarding a Bellator star who fights next weekend who says he wants to, and I quote, kill his opponent. That's coming next week. And as always, our Wikipedia True or False. I'm not doing one today because it's such a big week with SummerSlam, NXT, Ring of Honor, UFC. I don't want it to get lost in the shuffle. So I'm bringing the Wikipedia True or False back next week. I think I'm going to release the one with the Pope, D'Angelo Dinero. Vince.
Nice.
Love that guy. One of my favorite people in the wrestling business.
Love him.
Speaks very highly of you.
Yeah, me of him.
Like that guy. I think you know what I think really put him over the top for me? I did an interview with him, and he talked about his charity that he does, the Love Alive charity, in which me and you actually help people make some money for.
With the hat.
With the hat, yeah. At a former outlet, one of our sponsors sent me a beanie, a cashmere beanie, and Vince wanted it, and one of our viewers paid $75 to the Pope D'Angelo Dinero's Love Alive charity to get me to send it to Vince Russo. So shout out for that. But you can tell how much he really cared about making a difference and feeding the homeless. And he told me, you know, we get donations, but at the end of the day, when we're feeding these people, he takes them to a Burger King. Burger King works with them. They give them a hot meal. He says, but at the end of the day, I'm still swiping my debit card. And, you know, he just wants to help out.
Yeah,
and
he's a good guy, but he's like one of the great guys.
One of the best in the business. I really encourage you guys to donate to the Love Alive charity. Vince, tell these people about the brand. I know you had some issues with your YouTube. Yeah. It's getting worked out, though.
I hope so. That's what I'm trying to look at emails here. But you know I'm on Podcast One 5 days a week. Please check out the show. I have a website, russosbrand.com. Everything goes through the website. And I'm on Twitter at the Vince Russo.
Can you tell me briefly about how much you hate the Disco Inferno?
Oh, bro, we got into it today, big time. It'll be on Monday on Podcast One, tomorrow on the Realm Network. We literally got into it because, bro, let me tell you, he used to say this, that, and the other thing about the WWE, right? All of a sudden, bro, he does a podcast with Conan on Podcast One on Chris Jericho's channel. Oh, ooh. So all of a sudden we're putting the WWE over. Come on, bro. What do you think? I was born yesterday, bro? I'm from New York. He all of a sudden his tune started changing about the WWE, and I called him out on it. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me, bro? Because you're on Jericho's podcast, you're not going to say how you really feel? See, that's not me, bro. That ain't me.
You think he's trying to leverage for a WWE deal?
No, I think Jericho's got them the show. Jericho's on the WWE. I mean, but come on, bro. Who you kidding?
Hey, if Glenn didn't work after WWE pay-per-views, I was absolutely going to have him try to be on our post-pay-per-view shows. But unfortunately, scheduling
I might not be on his channel anymore if he's on.
We pay you well, Vince.
You pay me. No, and I enjoy it here. You know, I enjoy you, bro. I love the startup. I love everything that Fightful is doing. I promote Fightful on Podcast One, even though the higher ups don't want to officially sponsor the show. But I get in my Fightful.com plugs on Podcast One, bro.
You can sponsor my shows, Vince.
That's like get panicky.
You can send me some of that. What is it, Bubba Kush?
Yeah, I got it right here, bro. Bro, can I tell you something?
Legal here.
Bro, 3 days in a row I've been on this now. It's helping me. Bro,
I am a strong advocate of legal marijuana.
Yeah, you
use.
should be. Hey, bro, can you do me a favor? You're going to keep track of the UFC predictions. I want to know how I did next week.
Oh, absolutely. Right. Definitely. You're going to go probably 1-4.
All right. I'm very curious.
But we did make Showdown Joe also pick wrestling matches. So there you go. Vince, I will bid you adieu. I will talk a couple of minutes of MMA before
All right,
we go.
bro.
Vince, thank you so much. We will see you Sean. Next Thursday.
Thanks, bud.
Guys, as always, register at Fightful.com. Get early access to the Vince Russo podcast. Last week's is up now publicly on YouTube. If you're not a registered member, got to wait a few days. It's just the way that we do things. It will never cost you a dime. Also, you get access to our forums. We are overhauling them. I want to thank you all so much for supporting the show, supporting the website. We did like I went back and looked, like 130,000 downloads, views, listens our first month. We have not started promoting or advertising the site yet. We want to make sure it's all perfect before we do that. We do have the Discuss forums as well, or the Discuss boards on our stories, in which many of you are accustomed to from other big sites. So a little more user-friendly than the old thing we had. You can keep in touch with that. Get on there, talk trash. We're doing live viewing parties of Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor tomorrow night, NXT, UFC 202, as well as SummerSlam Sunday night. In MMA news, as I mentioned yesterday, sad news, Chael Sonnen and Brittany Sonnen, they lost their daughter who was born premature. I want to extend my condolences for that. We have stories up on the main page. Anthony Rumble Johnson teasing fights at heavyweight. Uriah Faber still considering retirement. We have big UFC flyweight fights set for next week. Also, our fight size MMA updates. What we do on those, if you've never been to Fightful, instead of making you click on 100 little stories, we compile all the minor news into our fight size updates. Because here's my way of thinking. A lot of sites will try to get you to click as many stories as possible, but I would rather you click on one story every single time you come to the page and be like, oh, snap. I didn't see the fight size MMA update today. I better check it out because there's probably at least something in there I care about. I think that idea works a little bit better. We have Luke Harper talking about Conor McGregor's statements as well as Kurt Angle. Lots of cool stuff there. Go visit draftbeast.com. We will be the leader in fantasy sports. We will be. I love those guys. Go to our podcast page, click that on it link, support the show as always. But the best way you can support the show, bookmark our page, share it, Reddit, Facebook, Twitter, anything like that. Our stories, share them. We have buttons in which you can just easily share them. Do that as well. Subscribe to the YouTube, all that stuff. Guys, thank you all so much. I will be back Saturday night after UFC 202. Myself and Showdown Joe are here. We're talking UFC 202 for about 45 minutes. It'll be late at night, but I know you guys are down to party. I know it. Then, right after that, I'm having Alex Pawlowski on. We're going to talk another 30, 45 minutes about NXT TakeOver as well. So a supersized edition for you guys. Also, I have a lot of you asking about iTunes and direct download. We have it up on direct download on the podcast page. So go to Fightful.com, click that podcast page about an hour after each show finishes. You can direct download it or you can stream it, audio stream it. Thank you guys so much. Until Saturday, I am out.